Well, let's get into some of these topics since we are on the topic of homes and housing and whatnot. Let's get into this DJ Envy Ponzi scheme. So, if you're not familiar, Tony the Closer, who has been on this since day fucking one, he has been on DJ Envy's ass. Pause. And he's been trying to make sure everyone knows that him and Caesar are the biggest slime balls in the world. So it's just been reported that DJ Envy has been part of now a Ponzi scheme, and he's being potentially charged for it. So we're going to see what's going to happen. It's going to come out of this. Him and his associate Caesar, which I think is called as Flippin' New Jersey, was what they were working together with. Mm-hmm. We're actually coming here trying to convince people that, hey, we're going to take your money, we're going to buy these condos or hospitals or whatever, repurpose them, and then sell it for a profit. Granted, it is a risk endeavor business, but if you're around people who are not properly using these funds, this when it becomes a Ponzi scheme, because you're telling people I'm doing X with your money, but I'm really doing Y.
Yeah.
And we've seen this so many times.
It's the American way.
It's all, and essentially somebody like DJ Envy would be someone to get involved in this. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm going to put a legend on there. We don't know exactly what he may have or may have done, not done.
Yeah.
But let's just keep it real. You was aware of some type of shystiness. That's your man. You was doing pop-ups with Caesar. You was everywhere with Caesar. Like, that was his man. He had Caesars on the Breakfast Club. And then it was coming through, and I'm going to bring this up here because it seems as though he might have fucked up, because at first he was trying to say Caesar was just somebody who he knew. He wasn't trying to, basically say he was incorporated with him. But then he ended up saying something pretty interesting when he got, and DJ Envy's been happening this to him a lot, because Gunplay did this to him, where he he screen capped the conversation they had.
So DJ Envy screenshot the conversation they had?
No, Gunplay did it the first time.
Okay.
I don't know who did it this time. Somebody just released
this has happened to him a couple times where people have screenshotted the conversations that
they've been screen recording the voice conversation. So he'll call him on the phone.
Oh, okay. So these aren't texts. Okay, cool.
All right, we'll play this.
That was my show that I brought Charlamagne in, and I brought Angela in. That's my show. I created Caesar. There was no Caesar. Caesar wouldn't have the lifeline or life that he had without a DJ. I created Matt. If I wasn't there, if I didn't create Matt, if I didn't have Matt speak, if I didn't put Matt on the Breakfast Club, if I didn't recommend people to myself, that was my show.
So that was the first part where he was talking about people who he created. And one of those people he was talking about was he brought in Charlamagne and Angela Yee. He also said Caesar, but then later on he goes in on a longer part of it where he talks about the Exploit Your Leisure crew. So if y'all know me from my previous show, I had a lot to say about them. But he even talked about them, saying he made them because he put them on the Breakfast Club and Woot the Woot and all this other stuff. So it's just interesting to see where it's like, yo, it's kind of coming in on everything's kind of crashing in on him. He's got a lot to lose if it goes bad.
DJ Envy acts like someone who doesn't make a woman come. I don't like him.
Does he make his wife come?
Yeah.
That's the only reason why? It's like the list of shit he said.
No. That's not the only reason why I don't like him. I don't like him because I feel like I've never really loved DJ Envy. I feel like as part of the Breakfast Club, he was completely useless. Like, your personality doesn't add anything to the show at all. You just play the musics. I don't need to see your face to do that. I don't need to hear your voice for you to do that. All of your opinions are garbage. So I've just never liked him
this
as
motherfucker
a
said
radio personality.
That stop and frisk was a great thing for New York because it got over a certain amount of guns off the street. Even though the percentages show you it was highly ineffective because of the number of people that they were stopping and not finding guns.
Yeah, and it was just black men getting harassed on the streets by police officers.
And he was encouraging that. So that's why I said this is a history of DJ Envy honestly being a op. Like, when it actually comes down to it, I know people like to try, oh, no, he's trying to better. No, he's not. He's not trying to better the community, because if you better the community, you attack
Is DJ Envy, is he like Afro-Latino? Like, does he identify as black?
I don't think he has any Cuban or any kind of Hispanic.
I feel like we need to stop letting these non-niggas into,
but he's not
like...
he's a nigga.
Okay.
He's just like...
That's what I was asking you.
That's what I just say. He don't have no Hispanic in him.
Oh, Hispanic. I stopped listening before he don't have no, and then I said black.
That's what
I replaced it with black.
That's what happens, you know. If you ain't quick with it, if you ain't quick and precise, they just go in one ear and out the other. And she got headphones on to keep it in. So, but no, I just like I said, it's just I think this is pretty much. Are we seeing the end of the Breakfast Club as we know it, and even in this capacity now? Like we said,
I'm fine with that. Yes,
because we got to look at it right now. We talked about last week potential third members being flip floppy because we can't get somebody who is brand friendly. Now we got DJ Envy, who, if you think about it in a way, he's the one who kind of is, and I give Grant, you say he has no point. He's the one that kind of at least appealed to the everyman at the beginning of it. Because he was the one who he wouldn't say nothing too crazy. He was always kind of calm and collective with a lot of shit.
Boring.
Yeah, boring. But he appealed to the everyman type of thing. He was the one who was always outside. And
Angela Yee actually did her research and brought like journalistic bones to the show. Like she would be like, "Oh, in this scene you did blah blah." Like you could tell she did her research. Charlamagne was always
sometimes,
interesting.
No, because there's been times where Angela Lee. Who was that was pissed off at Angela Lee because she didn't like know her music or something when they came up there? That happened. I remember that.
I remember that happening. I don't remember who it was.
That was yeah. So I was like, they've had their portions where they've been unprofessional. Like they've all been. They're not the pinnacle of journalistic integrity.
Yeah. I just think DJ Envy is the most useless out of the trio.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's the only point I'm trying to make. They're not the most professional journalists.
So what can we see happen out of this? What I think could potentially happen with this is DJ Envy either get in a very diminished role on another show or another kind of programming that they're going to do because they still want to. I know he's still going to try to honor that contract with them, and they're going to want to keep that going as long as this Ponzi scheme doesn't become nothing too crazy. And I think we're about to see this shit propel Charlamagne. Like I think we're going to get the iHeart Charlamagne show alone. Like it's no longer going to be him in a group or in a setting because he's clearly thirsty for a song, for a show by himself.
You think they would just give Charlamagne his own show, not by himself, but for him to
they'll do
bring in his own people, like Andrew?
They would. Now they're not Schultz. Schultz is too big. Schultz wouldn't do it. Schultz is too big to do it every morning thing. But I can definitely see him taking that role that Wendy Williams was.
I really want him to grab somebody like Damona from Don't Call Me White Girl because she's not too problematic. She had like one little hiccup and then she apologized and has been doubling down on the apology over and over and over and over again. Like she's hilarious. And I think it would be, I'm tired of DJ Envy. Like I'm completely fine with the Breakfast Club as we know it being done. It had its run. Nobody even really listens to radio that much anymore. I mean, so they can start their like
people, I get what you're saying in regards to like the younger groups, but the folks that our age are in going to work every morning, that's a large group of people that still listen to the radio.
Did you say our age?
Yeah, our age.
Did you just lump me in with the olds?
We are 2 years apart.
Regardless, did you just lump us in with the olds?
We're not. I didn't say. Oh, I said our age of people who are going to work on a regular everyday.
Listening to FM radio in the morning.
Yes.
Instead of just going on Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts and listening to what you want to listen to, you think 30-year-olds are listening to the Breakfast Club in the morning?
Yeah, well, not just 30-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, people with families.
Well,
yes.
no, we're not talking about the 40s.
Well, I'm just I feel like there are that's a people are going to work in the morning. That's a large group that are still listening to radio. I was just watching a video about it because I was under the same opinion you were, that it wasn't. It's dead. It's over with, but it's not.
Okay. I guess there's
still a big market for it. So,
but I would love to see Charlamagne grab two other people and start something else.
Yeah, I can see somebody a little bit small, get him grabbing people smaller, kind of like Wendy did for him. Like I can definitely see him turning it into Wendy Williams meets the Star Report.
I think Mona, and I think somebody. I don't know who, maybe somebody who's like had a podcast, maybe been behind the scenes in a podcast or has a smaller thing that's on their way up. That's a little bit serious too, though, because Mona is very unserious and so is Charlamagne, so they need to be a little bit.
But he has those people, because if you look at the show now, there are some folks, especially like the girl, the Figueroa girl who does the news mostly for them. So they have people who they can bring to bring that that idea of understand, prominence to them. What's the word I'm looking for? Starts with an R. not relevance, but damn, I can't think of the word that I want to use to describe. But it basically gives them a status symbol in a way where you have people who are prepared. They do these certain avenues and can bring that. Because I don't feel like Charlamagne has to even talk shit no more. Like if he don't want to, he could be there and bring up young niggas that will talk shit for him.
Yeah,
you know, and then go from there. So I think that could be a potential avenue. But I agree with you. I want to get DJ Envy off. I'm tired of DJ Envy. His opinions have always been historically trash.
I just feel like we made this nigga too big for his britches.
We made the Breakfast Club big, and he just so happened to be a byproduct.
No, his ego.
Mm-hmm.
We made his ego too big for its britches.
I mean, that's what happened when you start validating. When folks validate themselves with money.
Yeah.
You know, so, and you on a radio show every morning, thousands of listeners. All you gotta do is just not say nothing crazy, and you're gonna get money.
Like you.
I mean, you're gonna get money. You're on the radio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have opportunities. So it's just. It's gonna be more to come to this. So we'll definitely be keeping y'all up to breast.
So I think maybe a good transition from DJ